Fam, first Friday. And it's important that people come from a family of love. And so a good way to build a family of love is by waiting to actually make a family or start one. And there's 101 ways to make love without actually doing it. And number 7 is holding hands. Yes, holding hands is a way to show the other person that you are actually with, that you actually do appreciate them, and two, that you actually want to be seen in public with them to let other people know how great this person is to you. So you're willing to actually hold their hand. Now, holding someone else's hand definitely shows that you want them to actually be around and that you enjoy the company of this person. So, number 7 is holding hands. Now, as far as my topic on tonight, my topic is about what to do when you're bored. Candyland. Hey, don't forget to like, share, or leave a comment to this actual video. And then depending on where you're watching it from, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. And then also to shop at my online store, possibly get you one of these hats or something else. I have a lot of different other stuff on there. But enough of all of that. Let's get into it. Okay, so back in the day, a lot of people would actually find other ways to actually entertain themselves when they didn't have TVs, when they didn't have a lot of channels on TV and cell phones that and the internet and just so many different other ways for them to actually be entertained, as maybe even going to the concerts or things like that. So what a lot of people used to do as a family is they would get together and they would actually play board games with each other. And this will be a way for the family to actually come together and entertain each other. Then this oftentimes too helps you to know what's actually going on with your actual kids. If you are playing a board game with them, you can see if they're tired, you can see if there's something wrong with them by how they're acting and things like that. So board games are definitely a good thing to do in a family environment. And then definitely the next time you're getting together with your family members on any celebration, holiday celebration, or just get together with the family, it's always good to actually have a board game. Now, on tonight, I'm going to be showing you guys a board game called Candyland. Now, Candyland is a board game that a lot of people have played over the years, and they have reinvented this game time and time again. But Candyland is definitely an easy game that you can play with your kids. I believe it's recommended for kids 3 and up. But definitely, you know, you can teach your kids younger than that most likely how to actually play. But let's take a look at. So this is what my particular Candyland looks like. And as you can see, there's little figures and things like that. You got little pathways that you can go. Now, how you actually play this game is what you'll do is you'll get, and mine's is a little bit different. You'll take out a token from here. Now, depending on how you actually are playing this game, you can you don't have to have a bag like this, but mine comes with a bag, and you go ahead and you draw from the bag. So this right here is a double. So with that double, then that means you'll take your thing and you'll move it 2 yellow spots. So I just move one, and then now I'm gonna move it to the next yellow spot. So this is how you will actually play the game, and this is how the game actually goes. And you keep going until you get to this land, which is the Candyland Castle. So you can land any basically card to actually get into the Candyland Castle. Now, they're not always doubles. Sometimes they're singles. So if they're a single, then you'll just move to this actual single color. Now, depending on what your instructions say, in case there are 2 pieces that are on the same Basically, like I draw blue and this one's on the blue, then you'll just move yours up to the next color. Now, they also too do have, if you land on something like this will allow you to actually go up and you can pass to the next level if you land on one of those. And then one of the things that definitely happens all the time, if you get one of these, basically it's a candy and you will actually be able to move to where that candy actually is. So with this, I will take this and I will find where the peppermint is, and boom, I will move right there where the peppermint is. And this is how you play Candyland. Now, see, me, I like to be a little bit different when I'm doing things. I like to make things a little bit more interesting sometimes. So I'm going to show you the remix version. This is my kind of version that how I would play Candyland with some of my friends and then even with kids. And this is a way that you can actually change it up and make it a little bit funner than what it actually is, and you can change things up, meaning that the game will still be the same, but we're going to turn Candyland into Candyland. So this is what I'm talking about. As you move through these different colors, you know, each time you land a certain color, it's usually 6 or possibly 7 colors. And as you can see, you see that there's real candy actually there. So this is what I would do in my remix type version. Anytime you land on a red, you would get a little Twix. Anytime you land on a purple, you would get a Snickers. Anytime you'll land on a yellow, you would get a Whopper candy. Anytime you land on a blue, you would get a Milk Dug. Anytime you'll land on a orange, you would get a Reese's. And anytime you land on a on a green color, you would get a Kit Kat. Now, this is a way to actually play and make it fun for everyone who's actually playing. And then even if someone doesn't actually win, then they will still be satisfied because they'll get all this candy at the actual end. So this is a way that you can actually do it and make it a little bit funner for some younger people, or just even for yourself if you're playing with some friends. And you don't have to have these candies that I'm talking about, and you can definitely change up the colors based on them, and you can do this, and this will be a fun time because everybody at the end of the day likes to have some candy. So this will be a fun way to actually do it. And then if it's like a double color, then you will get double the candy. Now, I know some of you are saying, well, what will happen if you land on something like the peppermint or the licorice? Now, you can actually get them actual licorice, or you can do something like this and you can have a bigger candy like some Skittles, and you can actually give them something like that anytime they get one of those candies where it's not an actual color, but it's actually a candy symbol. So this is a way that you can actually do it. And then also too, at the end, what I've done in the past is that whoever gets to the candy castle, they will get a big candy surprise. So the candy will be much bigger than the other ones. So, way that you can go ahead and remix this game, Candyland, and make it a little bit funner. And as always, what's a good weekend without watching some good sports games? So, sticking like I've been doing most of this year, sticking with college football because it's one of the better sports out there. I'm definitely going to say a good game to actually watch is Vanderbilt versus Texas. Vanderbilt has only lost 1 game. Texas has lost 2. But this should be a good game. And Archie Manning is going to be playing in this game. He should be back. So this is a good one. If I had to pick, for some reason, I'm going to pick Texas. I feel like Texas will pull it out. Then another good one, Oklahoma versus Tennessee. Both of these teams have lost 2 games, and they can't really lose anymore if they want to try to make it to the playoffs. As far as this game, I'm going Tennessee. Then you have Cincinnati versus Utah. This is a big game for both of them as well too. In terms of who I'm going to go for, I believe it is in Utah, so I feel like Utah will pull it out. Then you have USC versus Nebraska, and this game is in Nebraska, and I just feel like with it being in Nebraska, I'm gonna go with Nebraska. SC got to show me that they can. I think they're a good team, but they gotta prove it. Then you have Miami versus SMU. I know a lot of people may not have this as a big game, but I think this will be a big game. Miami's a good team, but SMU should not be taken lightly. But I have Miami winning that one in SMU Stadium. Then in the American Conference, a lot of people aren't really probably paying attention to this, but Navy is actually undefeated, and they're going against North Texas, who is 7-1, and I'm gonna go with North Texas actually beating them. Now in the Big 12, definitely a good game to actually watch. Are two teams who started out and had high expectations, and they actually played in the championship game last year. But that's Arizona versus Iowa State. I think this will be a good game. I think Iowa State will actually pull this one out. Then Penn State versus Ohio State. I still think this is a big game. This has been a big rivalry, even though Penn State's not what they thought they were going to be this year. But there are still some players on that team that knows, hey, we were supposed to be better than this. And so I feel like this is going to be a good game, but it is in Ohio State, so I'm going with Ohio State. And last, but well, not last on the college football end, but Georgia versus Florida. This is another big rivalry game that's going to be on a neutral turf. I would not put things past Florida and them possibly upsetting Georgia, but I will go with Georgia to actually win. Now, my last but not least game to actually watch, which I was just finishing up some of it, was the Dodgers versus the Blue Jays in the World Series, game number 7. And you know who I'm going with. I'm going with the Dodgers. So, Dodgers take it again. World Series. Now, hopefully, for those of you, like I said, oftentimes maybe you get bored when you're around your family members. Y'all run out of things to talk about and say. Or you just, in general, may just get bored sometimes when you're hanging around other people and you don't know what to do. Then go ahead, get your board game. Play a board game. It will help to ease the boredom that you guys may be actually facing, and then it just makes for good, healthy fun. But then also too, for some of you who don't know what to do for Halloween, and you don't want your kids going out celebrating Halloween, or you don't even want to participate in it, this is something that you can do at the house, where you're actually, if you're doing that remix of the Candyland, so go back and check it out and do so. But as always, families are like branches. We grow apart, but together we stand out. Fam first, Friday.